It was a point in time in my life I was so cloudy. I was going through a lot in my career and my personal life. I would turn to the vice. That shit was a crutch for me, man. I wasn't getting nowhere. Whenever life get a little challenging, I'm not turning to my vice, bro. Fuck that. Like, it's time to boss up. You feeling stuck in your life because you ain't got no clarity. Cut them vices. You know what they are. That vice is probably holding you back financially. That vice is probably decreasing your energy. That vice is keeping that extra weight on you. I was looking at a podcast from Myron Golden. He was like, the reason you're not wealthy right now is because you focusing on yourself. He said, when you focus on solving other people's problems, that's when you become wealthy. You have to provide something that they believe is more valuable than the money that's in their pocket. You haven't created anything of value for other people that deems more valuable than the money that's in their pocket. I'm like, bet, say no more. It's time for me to create even more. Peace, family. Peace, peace. It's your girl, Jazz Avante, and you are now tuned into another Cold Game conversation, baby. So tonight I wanted to have a transparent conversation with y'all. You know, before I even get into this, I'm gonna let y'all know that I am not no expert, man, but I do a lot of self-inquiry. You know, I'm always asking myself, Jazz, how can we continue to give value to the world? How can I continue to elevate? You know what I'm saying? And so, these are things that I've ministered to myself, So everything I come on here and tell y'all, I do this to myself. I talk to myself. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm telling y'all what to do. This is basically like a diary for myself in a sense. So, but I know that it's somebody out there that could benefit from this message, man. So tonight we're gonna talk about the real reason you feel like you stagnant or stuck in life. And before we even get into it, family, I wanted to read this passage in my book. So in order to excel in anything in your life, you must, number one, have an authentic relationship with yourself. When you've established that relationship, you are now able to govern yourself amongst the world that we live in today. That's the first paragraph that's in my book, man. And the reason I said that is because within my life, I used to play the blame game. Like, I used to look at my situation and be like, damn, like, I ain't got no trust funds coming in. Like, my parents ain't teach me nothing. I don't really know nothing about taxes. I don't know nothing about credit. I was never taught this. So once I started to delve into financial literacy, it's like you start to get angry because it's like, damn, well, how come I wasn't taught this? You see what I'm saying? So the number one reason you feeling like you stuck in life is because you're not going inward. I tell people one of the best days in my life was when I was at my old apartment and I was on YouTube. I was taking notes on something and just this inner knowing came over me like, Jazz, you say you want the financial freedom, you say you want the time freedom, you say you want happiness, peaceful life, you want all this, you want to live a carefree life. You gonna have to be the one to make that happen, Jazz. If you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have the tools, become resourceful. Do what you gotta do. I had to turn inward. I used to subconsciously like blame my upbringing. I used to feel some type of way towards my folks because they didn't teach me that in a sense. I had to grow out of that, man. That day is when I was like, you know what? Yeah, ain't nobody coming at that door. Ain't nobody gonna knock on that motherfucking door. Wealth ain't gonna chase you, bruh. You gotta make it shake. So if you don't have the information, you better go buy that course. You better go do your own due diligence. Do your research, man. Cause it's out there. I had to turn inward. You feel me? And once I changed my outlook on that, it helps me 10 times more because I put the accountability on myself. Don't look outside of yourself, right? Get back on that drawing board and just knock those tasks out one by one. Look inward. And so number 2, the reason you feel like you stagnant, first of all, man, we got to assess those habits. I call them closet habits, man. Yeah, them habits that you don't tell people about, them vices. We all have them, man. We all have them. We got to identify those vices that you know deep down is holding you back, bruh. We got to cut them. Those habits that you know that are disabling you, we got to cut them. Cut them for the time being, man. Once we cut those vices, that leads to clarity. See, the reason I felt like I was stuck is because I didn't have no clarity, man. I turned to my vices. So whatever vice you got, man, if it's drinking, smoking, binge eating, binge watching Netflix, ain't really doing nothing with your life, man, we all got our vices, whatever that may be. Go cold turkey for a little bit. Go cold turkey and start small. Depending on how severe your vices are and how much you indulge in it, you know what I'm saying? Cut it off for a day. Then move it up to 3 days. Then 7 days. Like, start small. It was a point in time in my life to where I was so cloudy. You know, I was going through a lot, you know, in my career and my personal life. And I would turn to the vice. But little did I know that was a crutch for me, man. I wasn't getting nowhere. You know, that was making me just content. And I ain't going for that, dog. Like, the calling that I have over my life is way bigger than this. I feel like God put it on me to inspire millions of people. So whenever life get a little challenging, I'm not turning to my vice, bro. F that. Like, it's time to boss up. Like, so sometimes you're going to have to go cold turkey for a little bit, man. Get that clarity. You feeling stuck in your life because you ain't got no clarity. Cut them vices. You know what they are. Like, we all grown here. You know what I'm saying? That vice is probably holding you back financially. That vice is probably decreasing your energy. That vice is keeping that extra weight on you. Whatever it may be. You feel what I'm saying? But we got to establish those vices. We got to cut them. And that leads to clarity. We're going to talk about the last thing, man. The last reason you feel like you stagnant or you stuck in your life. Your ass ain't grinding enough, bruh. Bro, if you feel like you stuck in your life, bro, get your ass up, bruh. Like, one of my homegirls told me the other day, she was like, Jazz, damn, like, what don't you do? Like, I see you doing the podcast. I see you doing training, massaging. It's like, what don't you do? I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I'm like, shit, I got to make a way. Like, I got to make a way. That's one thing about me. Like, I ain't going to sit on my ass. I'm going to make some shake. Like, listen, I'm going to milk every single opportunity. Everything that I have some expertise in, I'm going to find a way to monetize that, dog. Like, always. You sitting around feeling sorry for yourself, your ass need to be getting up and go getting you some money somewhere, bruh. It's endless ways. I don't give a damn if you got to go do DoorDash, if you got to do Uber Eats, whatever you got to do. Like, it's a way for you to put some money in your pockets for you can start making some upward trajectory in your life. Like I said, boy, that wealth ain't going to chase you. You got to create it. I was looking at a podcast from Myron Golden. Man, shouts out to the OG, man. He was like, the reason you're not wealthy right now is because you focusing on yourself. He said, when you focus on solving other people's problems, that's when you become wealthy. You have to provide something that they believe is more valuable than the money that's in their pocket. The reason you're not wealthy yet is because you haven't built anything, you haven't created anything of value for other people that deems more valuable than the money that's in their pocket. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, bet, say no more. It's time for me to create even more. So these are the three things that, I've come to realization with. Once again, man, number one, man, we gotta look inward. We gotta stop playing the blame game. Another thing that I talk about is getting in that mirror work. Like really having those hard conversations with yourself, establishing that true and authentic relationship with yourself, so that way you can govern yourself amongst the world that we live in today. Number two is assessing those closet habits, right? Those habits that you don't talk to people about, those vices that you know that are disabling you. We got to cut them out, dog. And that's going to lead to the clarity, right? And number three, get your ass up. You got to get up, get out, and get something. Don't let all your fucking life pass by. You better get up, get out, and get something. You didn't have been enough time to get by. You feel what I'm saying, man? You got to grind, man. That wealth ain't going to chase you, bruh. Wealth ain't going to chase you, dog. So, yeah, man, that's about it. I ain't want this episode to be super long. I just wanted to come on here and just have a transparent talk with y'all. As you can see, my very first self-published book, man, y'all tap in, man. 9 Keys to Become Your Best Self as a Student Athlete. The subtitle is 9 Keys to Perform at Your Most Optimal Level, physically and mentally. So, man, yeah, y'all check this out, man. It's a real easy read. You can put it in your back pocket, put it in your notepad, put it in your bag, man. Literally one sitting, it'll get you through this book, man. And in this book, I talk about, just a lot of life lessons that I've learned coming up, in my tenure, being a young woman, young student athlete in life. And so, I wanted to, just put it in a tangible object. And I know a lot of people will benefit from this. So, yeah, man, I'm very proud of this. 9 Keys to Become Your Best Self as a Student Athlete. You can go on my website, go to 258performance.com. You'll find it there. I got the physical copies, and I also got an ebook copy as well. And yeah, man. And also, man, we got the merch coming soon. Cold Game Convos, man. We working, dog. We working, man. So, yeah, like I said, man, we just gonna keep on grinding. We're gonna keep on growing. I'm gonna do some more of these, like these solo talking heads, because I feel like, a lot of people can benefit from what I got to say, man. So, yeah, man, that's about it. That's all I got, man. You were tuned into another Cold Game Conversation. Jazz Avante, man, we out.